Hey, hello everyone, Ashes48 here, and today I'm working on my game. I ran into another issue with this game engine, the Visual Novel Maker, and that is that it can only do so many backgrounds, like the VO backgrounds, uh, and I had way too many for the Spooky Island. You can see I think I have like 40, 45 backgrounds that it transitions through, but it's caused a problem, and because it can't, this game engine can't. I guess it loads them all into memory. I'm not sure, but and hello, by the way. I haven't seen you in a while, or you haven't seen me in a while. Uh, um, but I mean, it gets so annoying because I'm having to cut out uh, screens that were here previously. I've taken out like 3 so far, but it's having a problem loading here, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing different than in some of the other screens. It may load this time, I'm not sure. I'm recording through OBS. I don't know if it's recording my voice through that or not. It probably would. There's a little camera right here, but it won't, you can't see me. No, it's just not gonna load. Now you can press Alt in this engine and like force it to load. I'll do that just to show you the video. And I don't know how well I can see it on this, but I'm recording here too. So we want to see it. Where's the camera? Oh, there we go. The viewfinder. And I'm gonna blur this out so you can't get. I don't want you to see what he's saying. Anyways, it's the first time you visit Spooky Blue Island, that little cutscene comes in where he's talking about the island. And the second time you visit it, it's not there, not that dialogue anyway, it just goes straight to the screen here. So I had to cut out going up the stairs. If you turn to the left here, I don't know why I'm looking for you, I can just see it in this room. But yeah, turn left here to go up. I cut out going up the stairs part, so that's screen vision. And it wasn't nothing major, so yeah, it works. It's all these work. It's just that loading part. And I took out this long journey. Let me go down here first, and I'll turn around and look back, so you can see how far it is. Oh, you can't see how far it is. My bad. Okay, so you can't see how far this is. So that's good. I took out 2 screens there that lead up to this point, and coming back is just 1 screen to the bridge, and then back to the boat here. So let me see if the boat works. It should take me to, should take me to here, and I can check my map and go back to Spooky Boo. I'm not sure if it will, because Spooky Boo's having problems loading. I don't know why. There's no reason for it. Okay, it loaded that time. Okay, it did load without the little cutscene that you can see there. Okay, and another thing is, when you get over to the house, I'll draw a little diagram and show you how this engine works, like going from scene to scene. Do that in a minute though. So I'm going to completely cut this part out because I don't want you to see it, but I need to see if I can go into this house and then back out and come out here instead of back at the beginning. Now I did load into Gene's home here. I'm going to blur this out, by the way. It's been a long winter. Can't wait to see I'm still in my van. Yeah, the house is pretty small, just 3 screens to start here, and then you go around behind to the bed, and back. He did a little animation here, kind of patting foot, going with the music. So I need to be able to exit and come out at the house, instead of, I don't know if it's going to, cross fingers, maybe. Let's see here. You can do it, little guy. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, it's supposed to jump back out to scene. Have labels, and one the scene for this is Spooky Boo 2511, I think, something like that. It's supposed to jump back out at that point to where you see the house here, and you see the path going back, But it's not going to load, so yeah, it's just having issues loading this Everything else loads perfect. There's nothing different in this scene on Spooky Boo Island that's not on the ship. The ship's the same way. You can see the number variable, check number up at the top. Same thing here. It's got 2 different check numbers now. That could be something, which could suck. So maybe, maybe I should put this one down here at Spooky Boo 01 because that way I don't have to do 2 of them. So let's try that again. It's difficult to explain how this works, but I'll do a really quick drawing on this really old application I have. Let's look for this. Some coffee. Coffee. My coffee. I had to mix coffee up in a water bottle. Instant coffee. I normally am not in here. My little heater running over here. It's cold outside. So the game works like this. Do a little drawing here for you. This is Spooky Boo 01. This is the starting point here. This is where the boat dock is, and the boat, and the lamp and stuff. So it travels along this line, the whole area, and this is the end point at the house, the door for the house. It looks like a ghost. Okay, and then when you enter that door, it starts a completely new scene, all to itself. That's this over here inside. You see Gene House 01. So that's its entire thing by itself. So it's completely cut off from this island. And that one has a starting point. And it always starts here. It doesn't matter. You can't start in the middle. You can't start at the end. But I added a number of variables. So let's say this one, when you enter the house, it adds a number variable of house. House equals 1. Now it equals 1. Now when I exit the house, this is the bed, and you come back out and you go back out the door. It's got that house variable that's always in the game now, and I do a check number here. Check number house equals 1, and if it equals 1, this one, if it equals 1, it jumps to label Spooky Boo. What was it? I'm just gonna say 1-1. I don't know. Can't remember. So it jumps to that label, and yeah, so it jumps back to the door, and it worked a couple times. I got to test it, and it worked. But it's having problems loading this island completely. This game engine. I may have to reinstall it again. I've had to reinstall it once. It messed up my save menu. I don't know why, but I got to reading about it, and my bookmarks. Oh, I got to reading about it, and it's like it has errors that shouldn't be in the game engine. The guy went on a rant about it, and I was about to too. I have not reviewed this application yet. I have like 440 hours online with this application, but I've been working on it for 3 months, and that's not even a month there. But I usually want to post a review when I'm angry, and I would probably be banned from Steam if I did. So I'm not going to post a review on it, and I don't want to give it a bad review because it is a good application. I'm just pushing it to its limits, but I don't know what the limits are. They don't tell you what the limit is on it. They don't say, okay, you can't put 40 different screens in one area. They don't tell you this stuff. They're like these common events. That overlay, it completely broke the save and load system over here. This no longer works. The title works, but the save menu and the load menu, they don't work. So I reduced them down to 1 slot. It's got 1 slot to save, 1 slot to load, as you can see there. Yeah, I'm recording here quick. I'm trying to point this. Like you see it? It's right there. Yeah, this engine, the scripts here, all this stuff breaks, and for no reason. I don't know why. I know it's a lot of work that they've done to this, and that's what I appreciate about the application. But at the same time, they left it. There's no updates for it. It hasn't been updated in since January 2022, and that is a updated stable version. I got a lot of stuff done though. So the last time I posted update, I was about maybe 70% done. Right now I'm at about 75. Got a lot of the islands worked out, and I keep adding things too. Like I'll find something that I think is funny, and I was like, okay, I want to add that in there. So I'll spend a day, working on the scenes, working on the dialogue, the sound effects, or whatever, to stick in it, just for one little gag or one little joke or something. But that's what an adventure game is. You discover things, you pick up things, and you're like, hey, this apple, it has some gashes in there. I wonder what happened to it. So you see this apple falling off a tree, get hit by a lawnmower, shooting through somebody's window, something like that. Pepsi can. You throw it, it ends up going through somebody's car window. They crash, a horrific crash, and it's just the mind of a person with ADHD is, I guess, can be very creative. I can focus on things like this. It helps a lot. Now, if this would load, sometimes it loads when I first reload the application, or if I close the application completely, reload it, it'll load, it'll play, and sometimes it just won't. I don't know why it won't. I'm trying my best to see it. It loaded that time. No problem. Sometimes it just won't load. So I'm going to go straight to Gene's house and try to exit. See if it'll load. And see if it'll load at that point, anyway, where you exit. So it loaded that time. So I cut out some of the screen because I don't want to run little cutscenes and stuff in my little vlog about it. I don't want to run the game. And I need to adjust that too. It's really loud. So I'm going to try to go back out. And hopefully it loads at the house. If it'll load, is the question. It shouldn't have any problems loading. And I don't know why it's having problems loading. I mean, I can take probably one more screen out of that. And that's where you pass the well. But I really hate to take that out. Because it just looks nice, And I worked hard. Like, placing all those objects, like the well, the rocks, to make it look like what it's looking like. And now I'm having to delete those scenes completely, and it's annoying. It's man annoying. That crazy dude living in his van. Obviously, this ain't gonna load, so I have to figure this out. I have to. It can't work with a broke game. So, anyways, yeah, I've got a bunch more of the islands finished, and I'm adding in the navigation to the rest of the islands, and I'm adding in the dialogue, and I've been adding the voiceovers that people are doing. Thank you very much. Magenta, Revy Chevy, Gene the Hammer, Gene's wife. If you still want to do some parts for I'm going to try with the main character, just like the first line, because all of the dialogue isn't voiced, just somewhat, just like the first sentence or something, and that's okay. It gives the player an idea of what that person sounds like. I have some wild looking people too. Randy, I'm sorry that's your chicken, but at least you get a kick out of it, dude. I got Pookie. I'm not going to show you Pookie. Got Pegleg McGee. Cook. Where's Cook at? Oh, okay, he's up there. Deadshot. Egg Derp. Egg Derp is my little egg, by the way. Anyone ever wanted to know, Egg Derp is, Derp means stupid, and Egg Derp is me, pretty much. I do some of the stupidest things sometimes. We got Gene, got Jolly, Magenta, Pegleg McGee, Pookie, Randy, Slim. Slim will be voiced by Thunderhawk. Thank you, Thunderhawk. We'll get on the Discord and record that audio soon. And of course, Ash. I've got a bunch of sounds for him already, so it's just like grunting sounds because I don't have the voice for that for the main character. But I can do like the grunts and the just the little sounds that he makes. So I'm going to try to voice Gene's Lady Hammers in with the first line here and see how that sounds. Maybe change the pitch a little bit, to give her a deeper voice, to make her. And Ash here, he's sort of a moron. He's sort of like me. And I don't mean to offend anybody with the characters that they do. I just kind of based Ash on me, and some of the stupid stuff I've done in so like Deadshot. Deadshot is this big brute of a bouncer at a pub, and it doesn't represent Deadshot as a person. She just happened to fall in with the voice for this character, and it'll be hilarious. And Egg Dipper is sort of me too. Just the stupid egg looking thing. So yeah. So hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to be finished by the end of March. It's almost there. We have another week, and I still have so much to do. But I've been working on it like constantly, and I run into problems like this to where it don't load, and that'll take days to fix, to figure out what in the world is going on. I can't leave it that way. I mean, I can leave it that way for a little bit and come back to it, and usually I'll figure it out. Usually it's something stupid like this movie. Wait, maybe if I change it to continue, would it play? Probably. It'll probably just load right up now, no problems. Which it loaded the last couple times there, so. But it didn't load the second time when I was coming out of the house, and I do know that works. But it didn't work this time. It loaded this time, so let's see here. Kind of loaded first, but that's great. I wanted to give this a Resident Evil style, the old Resident Evil style, the gate here, because I'm thinking about separating this area behind here, so the little graveyard. I was thinking about separating this to its own scene, just like Gene's house, and just do that old Resident Evil style where you open it, and you go into the blackness. Sort of a little cutscene for the loading. Except I can't do loading cutscenes on this game, on this engine, sorry. But I did think about doing that with, I should have got rid of that scene. That was horrible. Uh-oh, okay, I did run into a bug there. I gotta fix the arrow. So, this arrow here, jumping, wait, didn't it just jump? It just jumped to a different place. It jumped, wait, what? Or was it this one? Oh, this one. This one jumped over here. It shouldn't go that way. It should go back. Okay, I gotta fix that. Anyway, so right after I got finished recording that video, I fixed this, and now it works. It's been working anyway, so I'm not gonna say it's working for this video. Oh, and I wanted to do one thing here. I wanted to check to see if my gate sound was sounding correctly. So, yeah, okay. All I have to do is just add the key in here. So it's sort of like a cheating at the end. Oops, number. So I'm just going to add this key so that I can go through the gate and show you what it does, if it's correct or not. Key. Alrighty. All set to 1. Okay, now I'll save this, and we'll go ahead and load it up here. Now it has been loading. I don't know how to do with OBS playing in the background, but we'll see here. Yeah, it started loading just fine. I'll skip this first part so that I don't have to edit out the dialogue again, blur over it. So this is right after the scene. The scene loaded fine. Everything's loading so far. So I'm gonna go up and check to see how this graveyard loads. So I gave myself the key, and as you can see there, it does the little sound pretty well. And yeah. So now we're in the graveyard. Now I still have to add a bunch of stuff in here. Hotspots and things to click on. But this is like a totally different scene. So when you jump back from this marker here, this little arrow, it'll load the Spooky Boo Island back. And it loads it back in this area. Unfortunately, I still have to change this to where the gate's open. So we'll get to that later. I was just testing it for now. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it was because I split the graveyard off into its own little scene. So I have the graveyard and Gene's house. So now it's been loading every time. So I guess that was the problem, is just loading so many things at once. It shouldn't be loading everything at once. It's a bit much, We'll go see if it loads Gene's house and comes out at Gene's house. So I want to cut this part. So it's loaded in Gene's home here. We'll go back out and see if it puts me in the correct place. Hopefully it does. Yeah, perfect. So now I can actually go back in Gene's house. Here there's a hotspot. Or I can travel on down. That's the map. So that's a little issue I've overcame. I did it like right after I recorded that video, so I'm adding this to the end of that video. So everything's working so far. Pretty good. So we'll go onto the boat here, and then we'll travel back to Spooky Boo and see if it loads the correct scene, if it jumps to after all that dialogue. Yeah, perfect. Alright, cool. So, yep. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.